So you found this video the other day and uploaded a video covering it. You want to give people a brief intro before we start recapping it?
This is I guess, an interview with Maria Beck, who is a producer for Sweet Baby Inc., but isn't working for them technically anymore, but kind of is. I just think maybe she didn't update it. That's just my thought.
Well, this is her. This is when we were chatting earlier today. I saw this open to work when I looked her up, and then I went to her history and it said 3 years Sweet Baby Inc., but stopped in January of 2025. That was, I mean, almost exactly 1 year ago today.
It's interesting because that also happened with another Sweet Baby Inc. member, but this was from this image that I'm showing here was literally from last week. So it was being posted by
this video being uploaded was from 2 weeks ago. So yeah, for those that don't know, they introduced this right like
with the misspelling
10 seconds into it. They call it the game nig, and I'm like, right there,
game nig for the culture. Game nig.
This is a long enough section in itself, and the shit that they say here is just.
But I'll clarify the segment that we didn't touch is that basically this woman asks Maria, do people even need do people like come to you with like a outline of what they want? And Maria basically says, no, we do that for them.
The people that really believe in Gaming for the Culture podcast and who want to hear Janae and Maria talk, we have some people listening because they want some type of hot take.
Yeah.
And I will just pause her and say, if you have low intelligence or you are high on something, don't give hot takes. It's going to be a very bad outcome from that, which we're about to see here.
We were talking about it earlier, and I said I was going to mention it again because there's been a lot that happened. Would you mind summing up in your own words of what's been happening? Is it a year and a half now? I feel like it's
yes,
I feel like
it was
2 years, but it's just a year and a half.
Yeah, it's a year and a half.
Okay,
it's safe to say.
What they're referencing is, I believe, the harassment campaign of Sweet Baby Inc. from people reporting on them, and criticism apparently is code language for harassment to them.
Yeah, and they even say that later on they also say they're okay with criticism except if it's certain things. And it's like, okay, so it's like that doesn't work.
I remember the weekend where it kind of started, and then the term Sweet Baby.
Was it the weekend that Alyssa Mercante posted her articles saying Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what you think it does?
Started trending on Twitter, on X, Twitter. Yeah, year and a half I think is a good time estimate. I felt a little dumbfounded when it started. And it was just that we consulted on some, I think, major AAA games, God of War Ragnarok and Alan Wake 2 in particular. And I think because the way the industry is set up.
She looks so excited. It's like,
I honestly, I watched them, and I've watched this 5 times, so I'm not saying this like based on like ignorance. I honestly think that I'm not trying to say that they're on something, but like they're very rambly, disconnected. And look at the eyes right now.
The eyes are a dead giveaway. It could be just that. I mean, if you want to play devil's advocate, maybe they're just uncomfortable on camera and not used to this. Maybe that's what it is. I notice a trend, a pattern, if you will, with all these Sweet Baby people, where they're all this way on camera. It's very, very curious.
We are not always allowed to talk about all of the details of whatever the heck we are asked to work on. And honestly, like from a personal standpoint, that kind of sucks. Like I do wish that we could share, the the stuff that we work on and how we do it. I think like knowledge sharing is important, and I like transparency as a producer. So that's already a side of this where I'm like sad that that's not something that was able to happen. Or
okay, now to be clear, she started talking about how this is a 1.5-year harassment campaign, and then she moves on to talking about things that have nothing to do with the harassment campaign.
Oh, no. You see, I'm very fluent in the sweet babyese. I can translate. She's trying to say that the reason the backlash happened was because not just because of things that they'll mention in a minute, but one of the reasons is because they're under NDA and can't actually speak about any of the stuff that goes on with the game.
Gotcha. I was wondering why she was going there. I'm like, nobody cares about that. That's not even a thing. Like that's the same with every company across the board. That has nothing to do with anything.
Yes. They can't say we did not do X for a game when they under NDA.
Right. Who cares?
I feel like that would be okay.
Yeah.
To say, yeah, we didn't do this.
Right.
Happen. And so I think it turned into a bunch of people pulling different clips and pieces of media and sentences from GDC talks and information and gathering them and then creating
so people are creating an accurate picture portraying what your studio stood for.
No. It's not accurate, Smash. I'll tell you why. Do you want to know why? This is their big again. I look into these things. This is their big brain. We're taken out of context thing. You know the whole clip of terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if we don't give them what they want. If you don't give them what they want, that whole thing.
How could that possibly be taken out of context?
Oh no, it's out of context because afterwards, apparently, Kim mentions that it was a joke, and that makes it.
Oh, I didn't know it was a joke. It's totally a joke, bro.
It's a joke, bro.
It's a joke. We don't actually want to terrify people if they don't hire us. We wouldn't run a cancel campaign on them. No, of course not.
Yeah, it's weird how then later on, she said it again.
Curious.
Very quick, fast assumptions. On a very small team. We're like pretty indie. Whereas only like whatever 16 of us, I think.
I love how they contradict themselves. This is a normal trend I see with them. They contradict themselves within like the same sentence. Did they not just say we worked on a couple AAA games?
Well, they said they worked on AAA games. It's not, to me, it's not a contradiction because they are. Here's the curious thing. People don't understand why Sweet Baby Inc. gets hired. A big studio that doesn't have diversity quotas being hit, if they bring on a consultancy agency that has 90% Black marginalized women in games or whatever, those literally are quotas that they checkbox and then ship off to the low interest loans to say, these people are in our end credits. We have all these people here. They count as an employee at our studio working on this game because we contracted them in. That's why Sweet Baby Inc. has a job. That's why they get hired by these places. So I understand from that perspective of the big AAA companies hire them, but in the grand scheme, they are a smaller company. So I don't look at it as a contradiction. I just look at it as very
well. I look at it as a contradiction on the terms of they're trying to say on the one hand that we're involved in these big games that everybody's played and everybody knows, and you don't even know if we're in the game. And then they're also saying at the same time, we're tiny, we're small, don't hurt us.
Right.
You can't
have both.
Like, I'm not saying they aren't a small company. I'm saying you can't, on one hand, go, look at how important we are.
Yeah, we work with all these big
we're
companies
tiny, we're defenseless, don't harm us.
Because not necessarily saying we're a big company, but they're saying we're a big deal.
Yes,
and it can be equated to we're a big company, and it's like, well, they're not really. They're not even a big deal. They literally are brought in to check boxes, and I think deep down they know that, and they don't care because they get a paycheck at the end of the day.
Yep. And then assuming, I think, the worst, honestly, and then us really not being able to correct it because it's not our games. We are consultants, and
okay, gotcha. So all the problems are the big AAA studio's fault, not you, and you get blamed for it. Am I understanding that correctly, TDS?
Yeah. I especially love when they do address things, they specifically have in the past, like I think at one point, not in this podcast, but Kim like addresses something that people brought up. She says, they kept saying that in Spider-Man 2 that we put all the pride flags there, blah blah blah, and then says, and who cares if they're there, whatever. And I'm like,
she doesn't actually say we didn't put them there. Right?
Yeah, I noticed you didn't actually say that you didn't. Just saying,
the accusations we got is these pride flags were put in the game, and then later on, who cares if they're there? It doesn't even affect the game. That doesn't mean you didn't put them in there. What the hell?
Writing, and we'll help do character outlines. We'll help do story reviews or reports.
Because these massive AAA companies with professional writers don't know how to do that, TDS. They need help from this tiny company in Montreal.
But Smash, they keep saying we pull things out of context. In the same interview, she says that they will take an idea and they will make this over the outline for you. So they will create the narrative for you. And now she's saying, oh, we only do this. You literally have contradicted yourself. I didn't have to go anywhere. I just have to rewind.
Yep.
Whatever the client
needs. And by the way, we just for foreshadowing, we haven't even gotten to the best part of this, which is coming up in a couple minutes. There is a banger dropped here. Hold on.
Then they get the dog pile of harassment and hate.
Again, if you have a realistic, legitimate threat, go to the police. What is this? You want a pity party? What do you want?
And the hate and the harassment, I think, is a larger conversation, I think, even outside of games. But you just experience
the people that we used to gatekeep out of the industry, we welcomed into it thinking, yes, we fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. Gaming's for everyone. They're right. You can make games in your space, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. We're going to make games here. We can all make games, infinite games for everyone. And then we had situations like, they're starting to co-opt our series that we love. They're starting to take over and inject themselves and push agendas and woke ideologies and communism into games. No, thanks. I'm good. I'm out.
That amount of eyes and that amount of hate on you, and you have to really think about it. And
not gonna lie, by the way, it is a lot of pressure. You either crack and get out, or you learn to live with it and deal with it. And welcome to my world. I deal with this shit too. I don't feel bad for anyone that's like, oh, we're dealing with harassment. Fuck out of here then. I deal with it too. What do you?
I get messages all day. I rarely hide them. I get messages all day just for being Jewish online.
Right.
It doesn't matter anything else. Just that alone is enough to get me stuff. So it's like, okay,
you still keep working and you still have to do the thing that you're doing because you think it's important and you think it's improving the games that you work on, genuinely. And so, I think that's the best way that I can sum it up.
Here we go.
You did a good job.
Hot take is good
summing it up. The troll language that needs to be used here of what's going on is that, cis white men were not interested in the work that Sweet Baby Inc. put into for something that was already created, like we talked about earlier, right?
That's right.
People come to you with
that's right. Yeah, I agree with this.
This is targeted racism. That's straight up. Cis white men are the problem. Imagine if I said gay black women are the problem. Imagine if I said that in gaming. Imagine if I said that. That would be insane. Be like, what?
These people, the saddest thing is you see this person saying it and you think, okay, maybe there's an ounce of no, I can't announce. I can't be okay with that. And then immediately is followed by agreement. They believe this. They believe 100%. That it's all angry white men who hate them.
Imagine if I'm trying to put myself in this girl's place where this chick just said that, and I worked at Sweet Baby Inc. I would be like, well, let's not go there because we can't start just saying large swaths of generalized stereotypes of people. That's not necessarily you can't fucking say that's insane. I can't believe it's so casual. It's such casual racism that she just is so used to saying that she gets away with.
It gets worse though. It gets worse. I wish this was the end of it. It gets worse. She keeps going.
She doubles and triples down on it. Yep.
just don't want to see minorities. We
Yeah.
don't want to see minorities. At the end of the day, they don't want to
Yeah.
see minorities, and they
it's oh my god, they always go back to this. If you are injecting minorities for the sake of pushing a minority into the game, you're right. I don't. And you could even make an argument that we've gotten to the point where it's been done so often that now every time it happens, people are like, you know what? I don't want any of this shit because I don't trust y'all. Like, sorry.
It's such a shame that they have this mindset. I guess they're trying to justify their beliefs and their feelings, so they have to come up with an enemy that they can label, and they can kind of say, well, it's only a minority and it's this and it's that, to try to. This is why you see all these people screaming and yelling online, you're a minority, you're whatever. If we really were, you wouldn't have to respond to us. If we really, people didn't agree, you wouldn't be so concerned. You wouldn't spend all day making threads about us. You wouldn't spend all day making like compilations about us. Like, there's clearly something more here. And this is what they try to do to try and live in their world.
Yep. Alucard with a good point here too. You can't claim you hate racism if you act racist yourself. 100%. Yep.
But you see, Smash, you can't be racist to white people. That's
Right.
probably what that's probably what they believe.
Obviously, I know you're joking, but you can tell the way she's casually talking about it that she deep down genuinely believes that she cannot
she
be
definitely does. She's gonna triple down on it still.
Yep.
They don't have the ability. They don't have the ability to cancel someone who is like Remedy or, like an Ubisoft or something like that. And they really don't have the ability to cancel.
You want to take a quick look at Ubisoft stock right now? Do you want to see how Remedy's doing after their latest report? By the way, we're not leading a charge to cancel these companies. We're literally just saying, hey, I don't want to open my wallet and purchase these games. It's not just me. It's everyone. After the information gets out there, they're like, yeah, I don't want anything to do with that company either. And it's starting to catch up with these companies and starting to realize it.
Yeah, and it's going to get even funnier because, again, they don't have the power to cancel it. Why don't we have the power? Well, you'll hear what her brilliant reasoning is.
They thought because they could count on their fingers and toes how many people work at Sweet Baby Inc. that they could be like, you. And like you
fingers
said,
and toes.
I think, it's really, that's another piece of owning your own business is like, we didn't have PR set up for this. Like, this is not really our place to talk about it, but because our name is coming up, this is what we got to do. And I think
so. You think you can be a wrecking ball in an industry and then not have any kind of accountability for what you're destroying and then claim harassment when people are calling you out for the shit that you're doing? How is that? How is that our fault? What the fuck?
Also, another discrepancy, Smash. So you're saying you can count on your fingers and toes how many people are against Sweet Baby Inc. So that would imply that there's not many of this hypothetical white men diversity minority hating cult that you've created in your mind. So if there's not, then how are you being harassed?
Good point.
If there's you could count on your fingers and toes. So okay. So you're saying there's like a handful of people. So how are you being harassed then?
I've also noticed, off topic, every time I freeze it, she looks fucking insane. But anyways,
look at the eyes.
I know. The dead giveaway every time.
That part sucks because you guys are not strangers to like harassment and like racism. Like, you're not oblivious that those things are happening. And then also how much more in the gaming industry. And so, to have to be doing this work for so long, and then for some people to get stirred up, right, in like their private
these people
for so long. It's been 6 years. You've done it for 6 years.
Just this entire conversation, literally nothing to do with gaming. Like, they're just like casually dropping racism, hatred. Oh, it's harassment. What the fuck is it gaming? Like, you're talking about everything that has nothing to do with what you do. You want to off-put and pressure everyone else to take the microscope off of you. When people are like, hey, every time you get involved with games I love, you fuck it up. So I would like you to not get involved with any more games that I love. That would be ideal for me. And then they're saying that's harassment. It's like, no, it's not. People have the right to speak out and say, I don't like you. That is freedom of speech. Now, communists would love to take that away from you.
Community spaces are their echo chambers, like for them to get stirred up enough to like then, and to do this, I think, is what's irritating, because I was really excited when gamers started to work together to, like, the GameStop stocks, right? I was like, we have the power. I was really excited when we got them to change Sonic,
Sure. You guys all got us to change Sonic, except for all the media saying, "Oh my God, you capitulated to the angry incel gamer brigade."
Funny how they have selective memory when it comes to that, because I was just going to say that. You beat me to it. Funny. Very funny.
Great power.
Yeah.
Great power. Pause.
Does she
genuinely makes me wonder, do they actually know what the phrase is?
I think
honestly would not be surprised if they don't.
I mean, the way she stopped, she's like waiting for this girl to say the rest. She's like,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Is it re something re?
So like we have the buying power. They have
the buying power, Stash. They have the authority. They have the buying power. We're all hallucinating their games failing. It's all fake. It's
the
all
acolyte all over again. There's more of us. There's more of us.
I love this. It's like we have the buying power. It's like, okay, source.
We have some say. We have authority. But at the end of the day, it's like, but like,
here she goes.
I'm gonna say it.
Here it is.
At the end of the day, white men are going to white men.
Look at that face. Look at Maria's face. Oh my God. Look at that. She clearly, like, they agree with this.
Yep.
How do you, I guess you have to create a reality that you live in order to justify your behavior. It makes sense. But how do you live in a world where it's like, oh, the reason my game didn't sell is because angry white men. Also, by the way, there's very few of them. And they have no power, no buying power, no say, except everything says otherwise.
This whole conversation from this girl on the right, I mean, I'm no psychologist, nor do I pretend to be one, but maybe you'd be better to analyze this. It strikes me as someone that grew up with and again, this is just my feeling based off of the words she's saying, is someone who grew up in a single parent household, probably a mom, despising the dad that left her, and possibly had some issues with white people in her life. And maybe the mom was just hating white men the whole life and just indoctrinating her daughter whole way up to this point. So she grew up thinking that just white men are just awful people. I mean, maybe that would be the explanation for it. Maybe that would be it.
It's possible, but I would say chances are you could be 100% right. But it's also the fact that the environment that these people grow up in, even if let's put aside the fact, let's say we put aside the thing that you speculated about, the mother and the father and dealing with white people, the environment that these kids are now growing up in, these people are growing up in, is an environment where this stuff is pushed so much that it might not even be an experience they had. It might be they feel entitled because of other things.
And it becomes their reality. Like that is the real world to them because it's so pushed everywhere they go.
The day they're like, but like we're just to let you know who's in charge around here. Like, and I think.
Imagine, by the way, going to work with that mentality, thinking the skin color of the person determines who's in charge and who makes decisions of stuff. That doesn't even fucking enter my mind. So it's wild to hear this, and they'd probably call that white privilege. But I'm like, I've had black managers before in the past. Some of the best managers I've ever had in my life were black. What the fuck is she talking about? I don't look at skin color and determine, oh, they should be a leader because they're white. Oh, they're black. They definitely shouldn't be a leader. That's how she's looking at the world right now. That's straight up internal racism coming from her.
It's
not
projection. This is what they live in. They have to create this environment that they live in order to justify their beliefs. I think deep down, if you really got them alone and you asked them like straight up, I think that you would literally just be like, no, they don't actually believe this. I don't think deep down they actually believe this. I think they have to believe it.
I disagree. I think I strongly disagree with that. I think deep down she does believe this. I think she's been indoctrinated her whole life. This is her reality. This is what she sees. And that's why it's almost like, I don't mean to make excuses for her, but I'm like, maybe she doesn't know a different world. Maybe white men are awful in her world, and that's why she just generalizes, and white men and everything else are terrible. Again, maybe I shouldn't be so kind to give her this out, but I can't hear someone talk like she does and think that all the screws are there and that the marbles
I don't.
there.
I agree. I don't think all the screws are there, but I think if you got them alone and you cut them off from their social media and their echo chamber, and you genuinely ask them hey, do you really believe blah?
I think she does. I think she's
I don't
really,
think so.
I think she's a hardcore racist.
I don't think so. I think a lot of these people have been indoctrinated to believe this.
Yes,
I don't think that they believe it as
it's almost like you need to what do communists always want to do? They always want to re-educate people to make them think a certain way. Like, this person only thinks one way. She would need to be re-educated to be like, no, the world is a lot bigger than that.
I've never.
Oh, by the way, by her not disavowing what the other chick's saying, she, like you said, she's on board with it. She's like, yeah, the whole time.
She believes it.
Yeah, that's insane. To imagine working at a corporation, going on a live stream and being like, yeah, fuck white people. Like,
and then imagine being that corporation and being like, yes, this is what we need to promote this on our official LinkedIn page. It's like, this is top tier Gamnig. Top tier. We put it right there. Everybody needs to see this Gamnig, this pro Gamnig, right? And it's like,
known this universe, but I think
here we go.
I could get the concept of having games where everybody looks like you and relates to you and has a lifestyle, and then that starts to change and you're going whoa. I think I can understand maybe the shock or like the change can feel weird. But as soon as we go aggressive or we go rage or we go hate, I'm like, okay, well, I
don't get it.
Don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with that. And we're talking about all within the context of the world and how the world has worked and how racism and classism and all of those things have worked. That just exists.
So this is an ideology they're trying to push into gaming.
Well, should I translate this for people in case they need to understand what you're saying here?
I want you to translate it, but am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. But what she's basically saying here, guys, in case the gobbledygook word salad sandwich that we just got here wasn't clear, what she's saying is she can sympathize with us because the games used to look like us. All the straight white men used to have only games that look like straight white men. And now things are changing and we're like, whoa, change. And they're like, aw, well, change is happening. And we understand that change is hard. Literally, This is what they believe.
100%.
And the girl on the right's going to literally in a minute after this, like agree with that and make it completely clear.
And their goal of coming into the game industry is not, hey, I have a great idea for an amazing black character that just happens to be black, and I want to tell this story. It's, we need to inject a black, trans, gay, girls, lesbians into these games. They need to be a part of the games. We need to push the pronouns. We need to push the body types. We need to push the agendas, the LGBTQ stuff. This is how they think. It has nothing to do with an idea, creativity of a game. It's an ideology to push progressivism into gaming and use gaming as a vehicle to change society. That's 100%. The problem.
And what's funny here, and I know we're not going to go through this whole thing, but as I said, I've watched this so many times that I've actually memorized certain parts of it. At a certain point, the woman also brings up that, like, oh, gamers they don't want to be us. They don't want to be minorities. They don't want to experience what we do. And I literally say in the video, yes, we don't, because what your experience is boring. We don't want it. If you want to make I Live with 6 Cats Wine Mom Simulator, go do that. Yes. It will probably do decently because it'll be a funny meme or whatever. But if you want to make that game, go make it. No one's stopping you, but you have to put it into mainstream games because if you made your own game, no one would play it because people don't want that. They go to games for escapism. You want to make a game, you can do it. There's a game. I believe that you can take any topic, and I guarantee there's a way with the right writer and the right people behind it that you could make it into a game that resonates with people. I believe that wholeheartedly. But these people are not the people who can do that. And they never can. And they're angry. Why won't you take my shoehorn slop? And later on, this same woman also says, I don't separate art from the artist. I don't get when you duct tape a banana to the wall and say it's art. And I said, well, I don't like when you duct tape DEI to my video game and call it art. It's not art. It's literally you just took DEI and taped it and like, look at me, praise me. It's like, but this isn't the video game anymore. You just stuck duct tape to it. I can literally see it. It's like, no. It's better now because I stuck DEI to it. I don't care.
Right. 100%. 100%. But I think that's a good place to leave it off because that's basically as far as I wanted to get to with it. And we can share in the description of this video your full video on Gothic therapy covering a lot.
It's 43 minutes. Trust me, it might seem long, but watching the whole thing was way worse.